Hey kids, Tito James here, once again taking awesome out of the box. In this one, we're taking a look at another budget-friendly smartphone, the Infinix S5 Pro that's priced at 7,490 pesos. So ayan na, sinabi ko yung presyo agad, so kung may magtanong pa kung magkano to, ewan ko na lang. Let's get into it and show you what comes inside the box. So first things first, of course, you have the phone itself. Kung wala to, chances are na scam kayo. So make sure you buy this from the flagship store on Lazada if you're planning to purchase it online. Other than that, you have the usual documentation, a jelly case, a screen protector which I wish they had pre-installed because wala ako sa level ng mga ate sa mall na magaling maglagay na to at ayaw ko pang lumabas. You also have a pair of earphones, the tiny little 10-watt charging brick, and of course, a micro USB cable. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's take a closer look at the Infinix S5 Pro and give you my reasons why I think this could be a solid option if you're looking for a phone at this price point, starting off with the display. It measures in at 6.53 inches and they use an IPS LCD panel. Sounds pretty regular, but if you haven't noticed yet, there's no notch and no punch hole because the S5 Pro has a pop-up camera module. So you are getting an all-screen experience here, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong because I do make mistakes. This is one of the few phones at this price point that has this. The bezels aren't as slim, especially on the bottom, but not bad at all. Also, while most budget devices only offer HD resolution, you're getting a full HD Plus display on this device, so you do get sharper images on the S5 Pro when watching your favorite content creators on YouTube. Giving me the perfect segue to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already because favorite mo naman kami, diba? Diba? There are a few downsides to this display though, but it's mostly due to the brightness, so if you are outdoors for work and other essential activities, that's something that I have to note. Number 2 is the processing package of this device. Now the chipset on this device is nothing new, we've seen it in other phones fighting over your hard-earned money, but it's mostly because of the RAM and storage that it has. So you have a Helio G35 processor, again nothing new, but it's paired with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, so double the usual 364 configurations that we typically see in budget phones. Of course, everything is still governed by the SoC, but it should be up to the task as far as your general social media, content consumption, and schoolwork if that's the reason why you're buying a device. For gaming, you still have to lower settings to get them to run as smooth as possible, but you should still be able to take on some of the more popular titles on the Google Play Store. Number 3 are the cameras for the S5 Pro. As I mentioned, the reason you're getting a full screen experience on this phone is because it has a pop-up camera, and not only that, it's at 40 megapixels. I actually had to do a double take when I was reading the specs for this phone, but yes, it has a 40 megapixel selfie camera. For the ones on the back, you have a triple cam setup which consists of a 48 megapixel main shooter at f1.8, a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and a QVGA sensor that's supposed to help with low light performance. Here are some sample photos. So we still have to test out the cameras further to see how it handles other situations, but let us know what you think about them in the comment section down below. Alright, so now that we've tackled what I believe are the 3 key features for the S5 Pro, let's see what else it has to offer. In terms of build quality, you are getting a plastic back on this phone as well as the frame. It's what we've come to expect of budget offerings, so it isn't a big deal, but I do have some concerns over the pop-up camera. So I would definitely recommend using the case that comes with this phone the moment that you take it out of the box if you decide to purchase this device. For a tour of the button and port layout, you have the speaker grill, micro USB port, and headphone jack on the bottom. You have the volume rocker and power button on the right side, and you have access to the triple slotted SIM tray on the left. By the way, as you can see, the S5 Pro also has DTS, so the speaker on this sounds really fantastic and goes well with a full screen display. Providing power for this device is a 4000 mAh battery that should be enough to last an entire day, but of course, that will all depend on how you use your device. You are also getting Android 10 on the S5 Pro as well as the custom UI overlay of Infinix XOS 6.0, which has its fair share of quirks, which we will talk about more in our full review. And just in case you kids need a recap on its spec sheet, let me just flash that for you on screen right now before we end this video. Again, the Infinix S5 Pro is priced at 7,490 pesos. It's available via their flagship store on Lazada. Links down below if you want to check it out. And with that, thank you so much for stopping by and spending a few minutes with me. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our content. If you have any questions about the S5 Pro, leave them down below, and I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can. For all the latest tech news and gadget reviews, head to unbox.ph, plus follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Tito James. Peace, God bless. See you guys next time, and stay safe.